Plaintiff Joel Grahowski rented a room in the defendant's home, and within days of moving in, she invited him to a psychic convention. Joel then discovered that she was a heavy drinker, and she kicked him out after falsely accusing him of stealing her dog's pain medication. He's suing for an illegal eviction and a rent refund. Defendant Josephine Ivica says Joel is a con man and a thief who misrepresented himself when they first met. Josephine claims after Joel moved in, she discovered he was a heroin addict, and then he started stealing her and her dog's pain medication. She's countersuing for pain and suffering.
Start with you.
I met Miss Ivica approximately the middle of March. I had went to her house, I had seen the room. We came to an agreement to rent the room, and I had signed a month-to-month notice. Approximately 3 or 4 days later, I had gotten in contact with her. She had asked me if I wanted to attend a psychic convention with her. At that time, I thought that was a little weird.
She's a psychic?
A psychic convention.
She is a psychic?
She claims to hear spirits, or talks to spirits, sure.
Okay. Predict the future?
I don't know about lottery numbers, anything like that, but...
How about case results in the court? You gonna win? Did you go?
Yes, I did. Yes.
What was it like?
It was weird. It was like a Twilight Zone.
Did you have a bunch of psychics sitting around?
It wasn't so much psychics as it was people who play bowls. They take a stick and they rub a bowl and certain sounds and rocks that have power. I didn't get a full understanding of it. You probably could ask Miss Ivica.
Yeah, tell me what that's about.
It's, Your Honor, this is an alternative healing methods. There are things such as Reiki and quantum touch and things like that people practice, and it's I believe that there is other methods of pain management, because I suffer from pain management, that there's other methods other than drug use.
Right. You think it works?
It works for me, sir.
Okay. No, I've heard a lot of folks say that works, so it's not psychic at all.
It has to do with alternative medicines.
Right, okay.
We'll get to the psychic part in a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Miss Ivica had a friend from childhood, college years, who had passed away in 2010. And she told me on a daily basis that this person used to sit in the same room with her and give her advice, or she would take her camera into the yard and take pictures of orbs and see how many spirits are around. She would talk to her animals.
Deceased animals?
No, the animals are still alive, sir.
Everybody does.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't, I wouldn't hear them
You don't talk to your dogs?
I don't have animals, sir.
Oh, when you get one, you should talk to your dog, Doc. Because you're going to have some problems. You say, stop. You say, no. Otherwise, you're going to have some problems. Go ahead.
I'm thinking the Twilight Zone already. Okay. Then, when you add a half of a liter, 1.75 of Canadian Mist every day.
Every day?
Every day. It just adds to it. Spirits become clearer to her.
Yeah, it's all clear to me now. So it's called drunk.
Okay, I got you, sir.
You want to answer to this?
Your Honor, I think he just isn't understanding the realm of this. The fact that I think we all have contact with our friends. If you've lost a family member or a friend, sometimes you can listen, you can hear their voices, you can remember conversations you've had. It's your own memories. It's a basic memory.
All right, and then there are supernatural occurrences that many people believe in. We're going to get to the rent and the security deposit and the eviction shortly, but anything else you want to tell me before I go to her for background?
First of all, I'm not an angel, Your Honor. I do have a past. I just am in a place now where I just prefer to leave that behind me.
Okay.
Well, like you said, the alcohol causes a lot of the problems. And
you think she needs treatment?
I believe so.
Okay. How much do you drink a day?
A day?
Yes.
It's not every day, sir.
Okay. Well, you're all right, man. All right. Let me hear from you. Give me some background before we get to the rent he's suing you about.
Well, let me start from the beginning, sir. There's no way I'd ever invite someone to move into my home again without doing a thorough background check. When Joel answered my ad on Craigslist, I had no idea at that point that he would be anything close to a heroin addict, a con man, or a thief. Represented himself as a professional plumber and electrician. He said his brother and he had a business that they were in the process of selling. I live out in a beautiful country home. I have several acres. And he said that he was feeling comfortable out there. Come to find out, he's hiding out. The police report that I filed on the day
But I want to stop you because he said he had a past, but is this somehow relevant?
Sir,
does this have to do with perhaps the eviction?
Sure, it does, sir.
Okay.
The fact that he has a history and the fact that there are drugs missing from my house.
So y'all both dope fiends.
No, sir.
You say he likes heroin, and you have heroin missing from your house.
I don't have heroin missing from my house, sir. I have prescription drugs for pain management.
Oh, okay, that's right. You do have chronic pain. I'm sorry. Sir, you want to tell me about any of this that she's making reference to?
I would love to. First of all, she came home one day from work. She said she had a bag from Kmart. It had prescription pills in it, and she didn't know what she did with it. I helped her look. Besides pain medication, she has lost envelopes. She has lost mail. She has lost many other things. Finally, on May 2nd is when she accused me of stealing animal medication.
What type of animal medication is she?
I had a 13-year-old lab who had severe arthritis and was also on some pain medication for her arthritis.
You stole the dog's pain pills?
Yes, sir, I believe he did. He was the only one who had access to my house.
What's the rent for, sir? How does she owe you for a rent refund? Tell me what happened.
On April 1st, I gave her $350 for rent, which was what she was asking for per month. I gave her $175 towards a security, which I asked her before I moved in if I could pay in 2 months. I also gave her $75 for things she had purchased while I was staying there. While I was staying there, I replaced her sump pump twice. I painted her kitchen, and I did not get to her ceiling. The ceiling still has to be done. I've done many things. She used to leave me notes every day before work.
Was there an agreement regarding that in terms of abating the rent?
No, I paid my rent, sir.
Okay, so why are you
Respectfully,
mentioning
sir,
this?
It was part of the agreement, and I have the Craigslist ad right here.
Let's see it, please. That's why I thought you were mentioning it for some reason. How's it relevant otherwise? You're fixing those things. Was help with yard and housework.
Okay.
Just told me it wasn't. Go ahead, sir.
Anyways, I'm sorry, I forgot where I was at. But anyways.
No problem. You were saying that, I forgot to.
Okay, the things I had done. I raked the leaves in the front and the backyard. They had not been done for 3 years before
Got that part. How does she owe you for a refund?
May 1st, I gave her another $175. Because I was only going to.
Sir, that's
Okay,
not
go
true.
ahead, sir.
I gave her $175 April 1st, $175 May 1st.
Why does she owe it back to you?
Because I was evicted on the 2nd of May.
There you go.
I was evicted
That's
on the
what
7th.
I'm waiting to hear.
And also, it was illegal eviction. She never filed papers. She had
Tell me
Portage
how
County.
the eviction occurred.
She came home from work at about 3 o'clock with Portage County Sheriff. They told me she had filed a complaint, and I was asked to leave. I had to live on the streets for a few days until I could reach an old friend and stay with him.
Okay, and what was the complaint?
Animal medication missing.
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am. Tell me about the illegal eviction he's alleging. That's the crux of the case.
There
Go
was
ahead.
twice in the 3 to 4 weeks before the 2nd of May that I had found prescriptions missing out of my cabinet. There was no way to prove that he took them other than the fact that he was the only one who had access to my house at any point. The 2nd of May was the day that I found my 13-year-old dog's prescriptions missing. She's my baby. She was mine all my life. I watched her be born, and she was in a lot of pain. And I thought to myself, this is ridiculous. You can steal from me, but don't steal from my dog. And I went to work that morning in tears. I cried most of the morning. I got my job done. I went to at lunch. I went down to the Portage County Sheriff's Department and filed a complaint.
Okay. Have you ever been on heroin?
Have I ever?
Yes, sir.
No.
You ever been addicted to painkillers?
And when I was younger, yes.
Younger as in what age? What was the...
17 to 25.
Okay. Ma'am?
Your Honor, I have the documentation that he is a heroin addict.
I see it. What documentation is this from? Dispatch informed officers that Grochowski had a warrant out for his arrest in Milwaukee County. Police conducted a search of the vehicle he was driving and found numerous syringes. Grochowski told officers that in the past he had used them for IV drugs. Did that happen?
Yes, sir.
And then the officer says they ask you to pull up your shirt sleeves, and officers observed that Grochowski had fresh track marks on his arms that were consistent with IV drug use. In their search, officers also found needles, cotton balls, cups with burnt material on them, and elastic straps. You know that's clear heroin use.
Sir, there's others. There's drug paraphernalia in another case. There is vehicle theft, retail theft, eviction.
All happened before he was 25?
No, not all of it.
No.
I know not all of
No.
it, even though you tried to give me that
Operating
impression.
while suspended. He's a con man and a thief, and he's good at what he does.
He cons you.
He
cons
did.
you.
Not that good.
He did. He did that, sir.
I'm looking at something, someone else sent you something. Another woman said, you have no idea what you've got yourself into by having that dude at your house. He's a heroin addict.
That was in April, sir.
I hope Joe takes you for all you got. What's she mad at you for?
She wanted Joel to get a hold of her because he stole money from her as well, and I was supposed to have Joel
Gotcha.
get a hold of her to give her her money
So
back.
she's mad because you wouldn't help her get her money.
That's probably right.
All right, gotcha. Ma'am, your counterclaim is for what? Pain and suffering,
$1,000 for
How so?
expenses. The fact that I had him taken away on the 2nd of May because of the drug theft, and I was afraid for my health and safety as well as that of my dogs, and that of possibly my house. I found burnt magazines in my garage. The fact that I had to replace my prescriptions, the fact that I had to have my doctor look at the
You had to
theft
watch your
report,
dog suffer.
the time that I had to take off of work to make sure that things were taken care
You've
of.
proven the case of pain and suffering. Sir, do you want to take a drug test, or you're still on heroin, or
No, I'm not.
you want to take a drug test?
Sure.
And if you are found to have drugs in your system, you want to go to rehab?
No.
All right, good enough. So no need to take drug tests. That was the only interest I'd have, is getting you some help if you needed it. But you said even if whatever the result, you don't want no help. You ain't going no rehab. So I understand. With regard to your complaint, sir, you perjured yourself about using heroin, and you said you hadn't used any painkillers either since age 25. Then you have a former friend, or a lady friend, if you will, that's saying you're nothing but a heroin addict. You have arrest record. Therefore, I'm going to dismiss your claim and grant her pain and suffering for all that you took her and her dogs through. Have a good day. Judgment for the defendant.
I just want him out of my life. I don't want him anywhere near me. He does have a warrant out for his arrest in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, and I think they should come and get him and put him where he belongs, in jail.
I have absolutely nothing to say.